Meryl Streep is such an undeniable titan of cinema that even the mere mention of her name carries some kind of power, but looking back, there was a time she almost lost that power. A time in her career when she almost lost all the reputation she'd worked for over the years. What happened? Let's find out while showing you some of her rare photos. On June 22, 1949, in Summit, New Jersey, Mary Louise Streep was born to Mary Wilkinson Streep, an artist, and Harry William Streep Jr., a pharmaceutical executive. Her father, whose last name was Streeb before his ancestors immigrated to the US, was of German and Swiss descent, while her mother was of English and Irish ancestry. The name Meryl may seem like a stage name, but actually it was a nickname given to her by her father. Incidentally, Meryl really hated that name and at times wished she was called something simpler like Patty or Kathy. Throughout Meryl's developmental years, her mother played a key role in building up her confidence. She would always say to her, "Meryl, you can do whatever you want to do if you set your mind to it and work hard." Meryl took this advice to heart and really started to believe it. This gave her a lot of confidence right from an early age. Even in her teenage years when most kids rebelled and grew distant from their parents, Meryl stayed close to her mom. As such, before she really went out into the world, she had already built a strong foundation. In her later years, Meryl always described her mom in flattering terms. As a matter of fact, she stated that she looked just like Dame Judi Dench. Now, Meryl is one of the greatest actresses alive today, but did you know she almost became a singer? When she was 12 years old, a young Meryl was selected to sing at a school recital. She performed so well that she started to receive singing lessons from the celebrated American vocal coach Estelle Liebling. Now, this didn't manifest much professionally, but it did give her the skills to excel at acting. The thing is, as an operatic singer, Meryl didn't understand what she was singing. This made it very hard to connect to the music and give an authentic performance. Even though she quit after 4 years, she walked away with an important lesson, that in any performance she attempts, she needs to find a way to connect with it personally. This is a major reason why she grew to be such a wonderful actress. While attending Bernard's High School, Meryl became a cheerleader for the Mountaineers. However, she was a far cry from the ideal American teenage sweetheart. She is described as being a gawky kid with glasses and frizzled hair. Even so, she liked to show off in front of a camera in her family home movies. She was never bogged down by insecurity or shyness. That homemade confidence always came in clutch, so much so that Meryl was crowned homecoming queen at her high school prom. Right from her teenage years, she started raking in the accolades. Throughout high school, Meryl appeared in quite a number of school plays. However, she never took acting seriously until she arrived at Vassar College. In 1969, when she was 20 years old, she appeared in a local production of the play Miss Julie. She performed so well that virtually the whole college heard about her mastery. Heck, even her drama professor, Clinton J. Atkinson, said, "I don't think anyone ever taught Meryl acting. She really taught herself." This goes to show just how much of a talent she was at such a young age. She taught herself how to quickly memorize her lines and how to fluidly imitate accents. These are skills that other movie stars are still struggling to master. In 1971, at the age of 22, Meryl graduated from Vassar with a cum laude BA. She then applied for an MFA program at the Yale School of Drama. Although the fees were steep, she supported herself by working as a waitress and a typist. Even so, she still found time to appear in dozens of stage productions every year. One of her notable roles at the time was as Helena from A Midsummer Night's Dream. She also played the role of an 80-year-old woman in a comedy by the then unknown Christopher Durang and Albert Inarritu. At Yale, Meryl underwent tutelage from the prestigious Robert Lewis, a co-founder of the Actors Studio. Although many stars have praised his methods, Meryl could not be less impressed. She was particularly annoyed by how obnoxious and invasive his acting exercises were. Even so, in 1975, at the age of 26, she graduated from Yale without a hiccup. Coming out of school, Meryl was not particularly interested in screen acting. But then, she saw a movie that changed her mind. After watching Roberto De Niro's performance in Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, Meryl was inspired. So much so that she declared to herself, "That's the kind of actor I want to be when I grow up." From then on, she began to audition for film roles. But her journey to movie stardom began on a very rough road. One notable event during that time was when Meryl auditioned for the remake of King Kong. The movie was led by the infamous Italian producer Dino De Laurentiis. During Meryl's audition, Dino turned to his son and said of Meryl, "This is so ugly. Why did you bring me this?" Unknown to Dino, Meryl understood Italian, to which she replied, "I'm very sorry that I'm not as beautiful as I should be, but you know, this is it. This is what you get." Although this was a very disheartening audition, she walked away with her head held high. Throughout 1976, Meryl continued to perform successfully on Broadway. But then, in 1977, she landed her film debut in the movie Julia. This was extra exciting for Meryl as she was going to be working with the legendary Jane Fonda. However, her work on Julia didn't go how she envisioned. She appeared in a flashback sequence, with most of her scenes cut out. During her little screen time, she was in a bad wig, with most of her dialogue edited poorly. The effect was so jarring that Meryl almost quit screen acting on the spot. She didn't think that business was meant for her at all. Funnily enough, Julia opened marvelous doors for Meryl. Because of how impressed Jane Fonda was by her, she recommended her to a lot of producers. From then on, Meryl began her ascent right to the top of Hollywood. Her days of failure, embarrassment, and rejection were finally over. In 1978, Roberto De Niro, Meryl's inspiration, was impressed by her performance in a stage production of The Cherry Orchard. De Niro then suggested her for a minor role in his upcoming movie, The Deer Hunter. It was during her work on that movie that Meryl won John Cazale. The two of them would proceed to form an unshakable lifelong bond. Although Cazale was such a phenomenal actor, he only appeared in 5 movies. Even so, all 5 of them were nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. He and Meryl should have enjoyed many years of wonderful partnership together. However, he had been diagnosed with lung cancer, and the prognosis was not at all encouraging. Meryl stuck by him throughout his sickness. When he died, she said she never wanted to let go of the hurt of his passing. Even though she married sculptor Don Gummer 6 months after Cazale passed, she always did what she could to keep his memory alive. Their short but powerful relationship still amazes many people today. The late 70s were a very dominant period for Meryl. In 1978, she appeared in a limited series, Holocaust, earning her first Primetime Emmy Award. The following year, she appeared in Kramer vs. Kramer, winning her first Academy Award. Her next win came in 1982 for the movie Sophie's Choice. She also starred in the box office hit Out of Africa in 1985. The 80s were just as dominant a decade for Meryl as the late 70s. However, during the 90s, she went through a bit of a roller coaster. Due to a combination of factors, Meryl almost completely lost her stardom. For one, she was in her 40s, and a lot of producers were not interested in working with her anymore. On top of that, she wanted to work only in Los Angeles to stay close to her family. As if that isn't enough, she also tried to reinvent her image by appearing in some comedies. All of these factors combined to create an image of inconsistency for her. By the time the 2000s arrived, though, Meryl had completely reinvented herself. Her career went through a great resurgence, renewing interest in her work. She appeared in such hits as Adaptation, The Devil Wears Prada, Doubt, and Mamma Mia. She also continued her dominance in the 2010s, beginning with her incredible portrayal of Margaret Thatcher in the movie The Iron Lady. The role earned her her 3rd Academy Award. Meryl fought against industry stereotypes and came out victorious. Today, at the age of 74, she's still a powerful force in showbiz. There's also much to be said about how well she's done at staying out of controversy. Anytime she's in the news, it's probably because she won yet another award. In 2023, it was reported that Streep and her husband of 40 years were separated. Because of the 4 kids they share together, they still remain on good terms. Even as Meryl gets older and older, she still finds ways to give out incredible performances. Hopefully, she'll be able to bless the world with her talent for many more years. Actresses like Meryl Streep are fast becoming a dying breed. It is important that we show them our appreciation while they are still alive. If you enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll also enjoy the one showing on your screen right now. Click, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.